Hi, and welcome back to Chicago Car Club. Today we are taking a look at this 1974 barn find Pantera. This is a one-owner car, bought new by the original owner. We have copies of the original owner card. We have the Marti Report, and everything checks out on it. We're going to take you around and show you the process. Cleaning the car up, as you can see, from start to finish. It's got the original Campy DeTomaso stamped or cast magnesium wheels. It is an original blue car, which is pretty rare. And it was filthy when we found it, but the seats were covered up. It sat for over 40 years. So we got it back to the shop here. You can see we're giving it a bath, cleaning it up. We simply went and put a polymer sealant on it when we were done. And it's as it sat for 40 years other than being cleaned up. We went through and did a couple things on the engine just with fluids, drained the oil, put a new oil filter on it, put some spark plugs in it, pulled the valve covers, filled the cylinders with Marvin's Mystery Oil just to make sure. The motor was free right off the bat. We put a breaker bar on it, so that was a good start, but we wanted to make sure we didn't damage anything in getting it fired up. We did get it running. We didn't pull the carburetor off or anything. It's the original motor with the original Autolite carburetor on it, which is kind of rare to still be intact. And it runs. The carburetor needs to be gone through. The brakes need to be gone through. There's a lot that needs to be done mechanically on it to make it a sound driver, but we're going to take you around and show you everything on it. This car still has the original Goodyear Arriva tires on it, and the car has 15,000 miles on it. You can see here this was its first time being back on the pavement, running and driving in over 40 years. There's some things to sort out on it, obviously, with something that hasn't been run for that long. Electrically, the windows and the headlights and stuff don't come up, but we didn't do much mechanically other than getting it running and driving. It goes through the gears fine. It has the original ZF gearbox in it. The original motor is stamped to match the body, and this is a true blue paint car. One of only 69 produced. The other interesting thing to note, this is one of what we believe to be the final 50 Panteras of this iteration that came from the Vignale factory. So this is one of the most refined cars that they put out. They had a lot of cooling issues on earlier years. They had a lot of monocoque frame issues and things like that. This car is super solid. It's in its original paint. You'll see when we get to the end of this super long video, we put a paint gauge on every panel on it, and everything checks out here. The car is straight. There is no signs of accidents or any major repairs on it. You can see from the owner card we have in our photos that everything in the Marti Report matches out through the DSO, the sale date. The car was built in, it was serialized in 75. It was built in April of 74, so this is a very late production car. You can see going around the body, there's some little surface oxidation spots. As you can see from the first pictures we put, it was sitting in a garage. Fortunately, inside, out of the weather and dry, but you know, sitting for 40 years, not being touched, covered in dust and different things like that. There are some blemishes. It has the original glass all the way around, the trim, everything is here in an excellent condition. This fender of the entire car has the most blemishes in it. It's got some little blistering and things. Little chips down here. There's chips and little dings and scratches throughout like you'd expect. But again, look at these wheels. I mean, they cleaned up so well. They're all stamped to match. And the original Arriva tires, which we would not recommend driving on these. However, we would certainly keep them with the car because they are very hard to find these days. Again, we didn't mess with the headlight motors and things like that, and the window motors. A lot of the electronics work, a lot of the gauges work, the odometer works. Again, 15,000 original miles, and we can't dispute that in any way. Just based on the condition of the seats, the interior, the original carpet kit, and the overall appearance of the body on this thing. The car was sold original to Richard Smith, who is the estate we purchased it from, through Gerald Motors out of Skokie, Illinois. The Marti Report matches up with the photo of the owner's card that we have. We hope to secure the owner's card. It was sent in with the estate records, and the law firm is trying to track it down right now. So at the moment, we don't have it in hand. We don't know that we'll secure it, but we do have photos of it, recent photos of it before it was sent out. So we're hopeful that we'll locate it, but if not, it does match up to the Marti Report. So the provenance there is good. Little dent there in the quarter. There were a couple little pinholes in the bottom of the fuel tank that we cleaned up and put some JB Weld in just to seal temporarily. It does run on its own fuel, which you'll see. We changed the gearbox oil to make sure we had fresh oil in there. All the levels of the fluids were good when we removed them. The original coolant is still in the car, so the original cooling system appears to be sealed still, and it keeps temperature. The fans up front probably need to be replaced, but with the redesign on the cooling system, the water pump alone and the radiator, this thing keeps temperature, which we'll show you at the end as well. Open up the doors here. Again, the seats were covered while the car sat. The door cards are really nice. Everything's intact and very, very original. A lot of these cars, as all the enthusiasts know, were, I don't want to say bastardized, but they were modified. A lot of parts pulled off. The fact that this still has the original Motorcraft Autolite carburetor, I think it's a 41B or D, is pretty impressive. This car was optioned with air conditioning. The AC does kick on, so the compressor does kick on when instructed to. It was ordered with power windows, full instrumentation, tinted glass, obviously the ZF gearbox, and the 351 Cleveland V8, which is original to the car. And inside the door, you can see inside the door here, Gerald Motors, that's where the car was sold new through. And super dry and solid all the way around. The interior, pretty impressive for being original. Now, from it sitting, some of the plastic, for example, the steering wheel plastics just deteriorated and fell apart. We had the original shift knob. He had this other one in the car that we put on. The original shift knob had fallen apart. But you can see the original carpet kit still in really good shape. The dash is perfect. All the gauges, there's no modifications, additional gauges and things like that. We do have the original fiberglass engine tub, which a lot of the fabric on it fell apart. We cleaned it up a little bit, but you'll see that later in the video. Gauges again, speedometer, tachometer, odometer, all function as they should. The wipers don't come on. We see it's got the original barrel fuses in it, I believe from the factory. So we didn't do much in the way of electronics on it. We just wanted to get the car running. So this is a project for the next person. But again, this runs on its own fuel. It does have a little bit of stopping power, very little. It feels like on the front brakes only. But again, we didn't go through the brakes on it. And it's the original master cylinder. Even the original clutch slave works on the car, which is impressive. So the original clutch master and the slave cylinder both disengage the clutch, which is impressive. Now, we don't have the engine tub in here right now. And the original air cleaner, although it was likely pulled off the car in the garage, and we just didn't get our hands on it because all of the breather tubes and everything on the valve cover is set up to go to the original air cleaner are there. We just stuck an air cleaner on it that we had at the shop here. Again, nothing looks like it was taken apart here to the best of our knowledge. And you can't really see there, but in the photos you can see the stamp which matches the rear cowl tag, which is up in the top left corner there. The original hood struts actually hold the deck lid open. It's got the original decals on the valve covers. Again, we pulled the valve covers off, and we have some photos of the valve train, which looks good. And you'll see it idles. Now, the carburetor, we didn't even attempt to go through it. We simply got fresh fuel going to it and let it do its thing. So I'm sure the power valves and the accelerator pump and the carburetor needs to be gone through. But it does function, and as you can hear there, it revs up. It falls on its face if you give it a lot of throttle, but likely the accelerator pump and the carburetor rebuild would take care of that. We'll take it for a ride here, show you that it goes through the gears nicely. Again, the clutch pedal works, and it shifts through the gears as it should. I'm 6'3", 250 pounds, so I don't fit in this car. The lights do appear to work. It seems like the reverse lights are stuck on, assuming the trigger switch for that's a little sticky. And again, we didn't attempt to get the headlights up. We tried to get them up with the mechanical wind-up. My hands are too large to get in there and actually twist it, so let that be known. This was one of only 1,112 produced for 74. Now, being of those, the final 50 produced is pretty impressive. If that is accurate, which we believe to be based on the VIN number. Again, just taking it for a slow cruise around the block here just to show you that it does get on the road. And gets through the gears. Again, it's not safe to drive home right now because it does not stop very well. Showing you that the AC compressor kicks on, which means that the system is still sealed and charged with R12. Here we're taking a paint gauge and alcometer to all the panels to show you the depth of the paint, which tells us if there's body work on the car, if it's been resprayed. We will detect that. This thing holding it around between 2 and 3 millimeters everywhere is very impressive. I love the color of this car. You don't see a lot of true blue Panteras from the factory. And a lot of these cars, as you know, have been painted, they've been reworked, body kits and things like that. So finding one original like this, unmolested, is very impressive. And you can see on this fender, there's some blistering and stuff on there. It's of all the panels on the car, it definitely shows the most. But here, checking the heat temp on the car with it running. It holds good temperature. That's after we took it around the block. We've got it up in the air here on our lift. Just want to show you around. We cleaned off the brake rotors just to make sure that the front wheels rolled. But again, we did not rebuild the calipers or do anything with the braking system. We don't have the original spare. I believe when the car was in the garage and the tub was out, likely that was left behind. But as you can see, the frame, this monocoque, is extremely solid. The underside, you'll see when we get underneath it, we didn't do anything to. We didn't paint it. We didn't rattle can anything. We want to show you just as it is. A lot of this little rust you see on the body is actually truly surface rust. There is nothing that shows us signs of anything rotting through from the backside. This car, again, sat in a home carport garage, so it was fully enclosed and tucked away for a long time. Quite a cool car to bring out into the daylight, that's for sure. I know this is a long video, but anybody that's excited about this car or wants to see one up close and personal, I feel like I have to do it justice by taking our time, going around it, and showing you everything we see. Our goal, as always, is to make you comfortable making a buying decision without actually needing to come see the car in person. Now, we encourage you to do that, but we also know that given today's world, we do a lot of transporting on these cars, and probably 95% of what we sell is bought sight unseen. So we do our best to be as transparent as humanly possible. There's nothing to hide on these things, in our opinion. I've had a few Panteras over the years, some largely original, some modified. This is by far the coolest one that we've had our hands on, as far as the ownership history and all the way down to the originality of the car. You can see the structure underneath is very solid. There's no signs of major rust in the frame or concern. You can see all the weep holes, a lot of the issues that they rectified from the earlier chassis that would rot out and have structural issues. This is not one of them. This is one of the late year cars. You can see the underside of the fuel cell there where we put some JB Weld just to hold the fuel in there better. The fuel tank was actually really clean. They had drained the fuel out of the car, but just from having a closed, sealed fuel tank, it is prone to oxidation and rust over the years. There's the car going down the road. So we appreciate you taking a look today. We encourage you to reach out and call us anytime by call or text at 312-420-3696. Thanks for watching.